You aren't going to find anybody who's going to be successful without making a sacrifice and without perseverance. Lou Holtz. My friends, your sacrifice each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, but that's each and every day to learn the market nuance. There's so much to learn, so much to know, and don't worry about how long it takes, because as soon as you master the charts, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. Let's jump into these charts. And as we look at them, we look at the 2-day, the half-day, and the weekly. And the order is at the bottom of the screen, the half-day, middle of the screen, 2-day, top of the screen, the weekly. We typically trade off the weekly chart. Now, sometimes people will tell me, hey, Thom, I've been looking at a chart, and when I look at the red down candles in a trending market, I note that almost every time they start moving down, I can capture X amount of dollars in the down move. So once I see things on the 2-day or the weekly really start to rotate over hard going down, I realize that I have an opportunity to capitalize on down moves, shorter down moves on smaller charts. Or maybe you notice that, hey, when I look at the 2-day chart over a period of time, I see that I have X amount of possibilities. Every time it turns green, 1 out of every 10 is a successful up move if I make whatever it is per share, $5 a share on the move, $10 a share, $30 on a big expensive stock. That's not trading off the weekly. Is that okay to do? If you find a recognizable pattern that works, do it till it doesn't work. Now, I will tell you that you will find these patterns at times. We used to trade on gold on the half-day chart for 2.5 years every time gold moved one way or the other on the half-day chart. And I want to say it was up to like 2021. Those who've been with me a long time, you remember. We could trade like clockwork on the 4-hour, back then we were using the 4-hour. Now we use the 195-minute chart. I've modified things over the years. The guys who've been with me for the last 10, 11 years, you know how much I'm always happy to do what works because the market changes. And we were trading and killing it in gold until sometime, I want to say, was it December of 21 or January? Anyway, it was at some point it stopped working. The 4-hour chart just stopped working on gold. So guess what? We stopped trading gold on the 4-hour chart because it didn't work anymore. But it worked for it was a couple of years, I think. And it was beautiful. At some point the market catches up, but when you start noticing a pattern that really, really works on an ETF that you're familiar with or a stock, my word, use it. Don't dare not do it. Well, that's not the rules Thom was talking. I'm talking about a general rule that we teach here at the channel every day. But our most general of all rules is do what works. Don't be a dummy. Now, let's jump into these charts. This is a day where everything is down. S&P 500 down 0.65%. You can see since Friday, when things popped up, slid along sideways until the afternoon on these Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. And then we saw that down move with lots of volume. I say lots of volume, just over average volume. So we are seeing again on the 2-day chart, this is the first day of the latest 2-day chart. You can see how bad, how low the volume has been over the last many days. As the 2-day chart has been rocketing up, we look at the down move today. And of course, these are Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, so it's not red on the 2-day chart. It may flip over red tomorrow. But as you look at things, you can see red volume. What does that mean? Does that mean selling volume? No, it just means that the candle opened lower than the prior close. That's all that means. We can see what the high was last week. We talked about this yesterday, 712.39. This week, 711.28. So we're not that far away from where things topped last week. So we'll continue to keep our eye on things. We drew a purple line where things had maxed out before a couple of times. And we can see that we've pushed above that on the candle. We'll see if it stays above it during the week. We went right up to it on the candle last week. Things could pull off from that. We shall see. But a little bit of a down day on stocks as far as the S&P goes. Same with the NASDAQ 100, down 0.38%. So again, not much. Pretty flat. You can see on the half day, again, average volume in the morning and afternoon. No spike in the afternoon, not a lot on the 2-day, and not a lot on the weekly. Again, the 2-day didn't open lower than the prior close. You know that because you can look at the volume and the volume alone. Remember, these are Heikin Ashi candlesticks. They're not high open, low close. They're averages. If you haven't taken our training on Heikin Ashi candlesticks, put that into a search engine and you'll find one of our best trainings on Heikin Ashis. So that is where we are on stocks. They are sliding sideways, tending down a little bit. Again, we'll see what happens if things go really bad with oil in the Middle East and the Strait of Hormuz. You might see things really crash out on stocks. They have slowed down. What about 20-year U.S. government bonds? They are down 0.55%. Now again, as we look at the trend line, it's fairly horizontal. You can see it here. Not a whole lot exciting. It's been sort of pushing through and back up and back down, heading right down right now. But again, as we track, we can see green candles sort of heading up a little bit on bonds, but no real urgency, no volume backing up any of these moves. Just like in stocks, we look at the 2-day chart. Now last week on the Qs, we did have average volume. Look at the S&P, not quite average volume. And again, these up moves, we'll see how the week continues to go. But as we look at bonds, we can see there's just not a lot of volume at all in bonds. And they are just sort of tracking sideways, tending up. We go to gold. What do we see with gold? Well, it's pulling back 2.83%. You can see on this 2-day chart where that candlestick's sitting, the first day of the latest 2-day candle sitting right there on it. But again, like bonds, no volume to speak of in gold. You got to go all the way back to the 23rd of March, the week beginning then, with that stroking down move before you see any average volume. And since then, we haven't gotten up to it. As you look at the 2-day, you can see you have to go all the way back again to the 31st of March before you had even average volume on the 2-day. But again, gold heading up until this red down candle. And that's a big down day for gold, 2.83%. So we'll keep an eye on things. And lastly, we look at what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin, again, down on Monday, down again on Tuesday, 1.67%, staying above the weekly trend line on the half day, the 2-day, and the weekly, but not hitting that high of last week yet. And we shall keep an eye on things. You can see when that occurred on Friday. See it here on the half day, and then pulling back as we start this week. But a green candle for the week, and we shall continue to watch, wait and see. Is gold, it hasn't had 3-candle up move in quite a while. Look at this. 2 candles, 1 candle, 2 candles, 2 candles, 1 candle. Have to go all the way back to June of last year to get 3 or more candles heading up. The rest of those moves have been down. So we'll see if Bitcoin is building a base. My friends, thank you so much for being with us. Always love to hear from you. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, cw@chartingwealth.com. God bless all the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.